welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be filming a what I eat in a day, but this one is going to be what I eat when I'm on a plant-based diet because I've never filmed one of those before and I've recently been trying to eat less meat and animal products in general, and that all started because I had a health check a couple of months ago and it just really got me thinking about what I put into my body. And then I also watched a couple of documentaries and it's made me want to test out being plant-based at least 2 to 3 days a week. But I had no idea how to eat plant-based. I feel like starting to try and eat that way has almost been a bit like weaning a baby. I've had to do so much research online. I've ordered a couple of cookbooks. I've got the Deliciously Ella one, which has really yummy recipes in it. And then I also got a fern cotton one as well. Yeah, so today I'm gonna show you everything that I eat and it's all gonna be plant-based and hopefully delicious. So I hope you enjoy this slightly different content. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new around here, I would love you to consider subscribing if you like what you see. But first off, I'm going to start out with breakfast, and I have made this recipe about 5 times now. It is so delicious. It actually tastes a bit like a dessert, but it is a yummy, healthy breakfast. But I should also mention that it's Sunday here, so I had a bit more time to make this because this recipe does take about 20 minutes to make, but it makes enough to last 3 to 4 days. So it's a Deliciously Ella banana and blueberry oat bake, and I will link the recipe down below. I can't tell you how yummy it is, so I'll show you how I make it. Okay, so this is everything laid out that I'm going to need for this oat bake. So I've got walnuts, bananas, blueberries, sunflower seeds, raisins, ground cinnamon, maple syrup, and of course rolled oats. And this really does work best with the jumbo rolled oats. So the first thing I'm going to do is take about a cup or 50 grams of the rolled oats, put them into a bowl, and then what you want to do is just cover them with boiling water and then leave them to sit for about 10 minutes just to soften up. So normally while this is softening, I'll make myself a coffee, and I've really been enjoying using the barista oat milk. This is a recommendation from you guys and it tastes so good in coffee. It's the best dairy replacement I've found for hot drinks. But also during this 10 minutes, you can get all of your ingredients ready for this recipe. So I'm just chopping up the walnuts, and again, I'll link the recipe down below so you can see exact measurements. I'm also measuring out the sunflower seeds and the raisins, and I tend to use a little kitchen scale to measure them out. You'll also want to mash up a banana, and then after the 10 minutes when the oats are a bit softer, all you have to do is basically throw it all together. So you'll want to add 1 mashed banana to the softened oats, then whack in your chopped up walnuts, sunflower seeds, raisins as well, and then some ground cinnamon. I think it calls for like a teaspoon, but I did about double that today. Then you also want to add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and then about 4 tablespoons of a milk. I'm using coconut milk today, but it works with almond milk as well. And that's pretty much it. Then you just want to add in a handful of blueberries. As you can see, Jackson really wanted to help me with this today and stir it up as well. He loves to get involved in the kitchen. So yeah, just give that all a big stir, and then all that's left to do is put it into a oven dish, like a nice little baking dish, and then you can decorate the top of it. You don't have to do this, but it does look really cute if you add another banana on top, and then you can place a few more blueberries. I've also whacked on raspberries in the past, and that also tastes delicious. But that's pretty much it. All that's left to do is put it into the oven for 20 minutes on about 190, and then it comes out looking like this. It's honestly like having an apple crumble or something for breakfast. It's so yummy. There's lots of natural sugars in it, but it is like a really hearty breakfast that's going to stay with you. And as you can see, I'm only having about a quarter of the entire dish, so I can keep the rest in the fridge for a few days. And I've really been loving having this with a cocoa dairy-free yogurt. It's really nice to have the cold and the hot, and it's delicious, and I would totally recommend you giving it a go. So it's nearly lunchtime, so we're off out for lunch today. It is a horrible, disgusting day outside, and we're all going a bit stir crazy. So we're gonna go to our favorite little cafe for lunch. I have no idea what I'm going to have, but what I have found since trying to eat a bit more plant-based is that there are actually so many options. Everywhere we've been has had something that I can have, and I joked to Matt that I actually quite enjoy it. Like, I'm the most indecisive person when it comes to ordering in a restaurant. So to have it narrowed down for me is actually really nice. And we went to Zizzi's yesterday and they had an entire vegan menu, and I haven't found getting coffee difficult because there's so many different dairy replacements. So dairy was the first thing I gave up because I found out that I had PCOS. Everything I read online said to give up dairy, so I thought, well, I'll try that. But that was actually really difficult for me because cheese is like the one thing that I love. Like, I'm not really bothered about chocolate or sweets or anything, but cheese was like my main thing. But then I actually heard that cheese is addictive, apparently, and now that I haven't had it for a month, I don't feel like I need it at all. I'm sort of like over that. And then like with coffee, there's so many good options like the oat milk I showed you, or soy, or coconut milk, almond milk. They all taste really good like in a coffee. So yes, I have no idea what I'm going to have, but I shall show you when we get there. Mommy! What are you ordering for lunch?
I like these. But I want coffee. I want coffee, Daddy.
You want coffee?
It takes
Yeah,
a
you
long
need
time.
it.
Caleb, how do you know what you're doing?
Just do the same thing again, but you won't solve it.
I saw this on YouTube.
What, it actually works?
Yeah.
It is this.
Stop it. Oh! What? So for lunch today, I have a soy latte, and then I've got a giant jacket potato, no butter, with beans on top. Obviously, I'm not having a cheese. And then I've got a nice side salad there. Matt's got the same, but he's having a cheese and beanie one, so. And the boys are having tuna paninis, if you're interested as well.
Was it tasty?
Right, so we're back from our outing, and the two older boys and Matt are watching football in the other room. So Jackson and I are in here and we're watching one of his programs, but I just wanted to come on and say I'm having some water because I'm making a conscious effort to drink more water, and I've been a bit slack today. I've had like 1 or 2 of these, so I really need to drink some more, and then I also might have a cup of tea.
Dinner time!
That's right. So Jackson's gonna help me, and tonight for dinner I'm going to be making a roasted butternut squash curry. So since we've been eating more plant-based or vegetarian meals, I've discovered that when we make curries, like either Thai or Indian or also Mexican food, we just really don't miss the meat in those dishes. Like, we've had enchiladas, fajitas, all just completely vegetable, and they've been so yummy because there's some vegetables that are actually really meaty, like cauliflower, sweet potato, butternut squash as well. So tonight I'm going to make this like Indian butternut squash curry, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so the first step in this recipe is to trim your butternut squash. I actually got 2 small ones, but you could get 1 large one. Then you'll want to cut it in half, de-seed your butternut squash, and then I actually peel it as well. Although the recipe that I was using for this said you didn't have to peel it. I just didn't like the idea of eating the skin. I don't know why, because I normally peel it for soup, I guess, maybe. But then you'll want to chop it up into quite small pieces, because that way it's going to cook quite quickly. Then just add a bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and then stick that into the oven at about 200 or 220 if it's not fan assisted, for about 25 minutes. So that can be cooking while you get on and make the rest of the curry. So then I am cutting up about 2 medium onions. I'm just cutting them into really thin moon pieces. Then I'm also cutting up 4 garlic cloves. I know that's a lot of garlic, but we like it that way. And then I'm adding the garlic and the onion into a frying pan with a little bit of oil. Then I'm just going to trim some green beans, and then I'm going to cut them into bite-sized pieces. So I was cutting them into about 3 pieces each one. And then you can put your rice on, so that can just be cooking away for 10 minutes. And then once the onions are soft, after about 5 minutes, you can add in some tomato puree, some North Indian style curry powder, and some water. I'm adding in about 200 ml of water, just mixing that up, and then adding in some vegetable stock as well. I'm using a powdered one, and then I'm also throwing in my green beans. Then you basically let that cook for 7 to 8 minutes just to make the beans a bit softer and cooked, and then you can add in a can of coconut milk and then give that a stir, and then that can be cooking away and simmering and just getting more and more delicious on the stove. And then once your butternut squash pieces are done, you can add them into your curry, and that is pretty much it. All that's left to do is serve it up, and yeah, it was a really good one. Dinner was really delicious, and we have enough for another night, so we might have it again tomorrow. But I think I'm going to end the video here. I don't think I'm going to have anything else to eat today because I'm so stuffed after my huge lunch and dinner, but I'll probably have a decaf coffee. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video. Let me know in the comments what you thought, and if you want to see a completely plant-based meal prep video, I'd love to challenge myself and do that as well. But yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!